Our Tech Tip segment on this edition of the show analyzes the possibility that someone can indeed be spying on you through your smartphone. Our mobile app of the week rewards you for receiving calls. And finally, we have a cool gift for you on our giveaway segment. This is Tech Trend, and I'm Chukwemeka Agbata.
Residents and visitors to Sion can now get around parts of the Swiss city in a new type of shuttle, a self-driving one, in what the manufacturer Polesbus says is the first for the country. The electric vehicles, which have 11 seats and travel at a maximum speed of 20 kilometers per hour, had first been tested on private land.
The authorities have now given the green light for the testing of this type of passenger transport in the center of Sion. Self-driving buses carrying passengers on the roads and public areas are now a first in Switzerland.
The shuttles are guided by sensors and GPS and rely on this technology to detect obstacles in the way.
For the shuttle, as it moves, as soon as it detects something new, that is to say, a pedestrian, a cyclist, or even a stroller, or something similar, it considers it as an unknown obstacle on her route. So, it will anticipate, by its detections, it will anticipate and react accordingly.
The grooms, a reference to the people who used to accompany passengers in public lifts, are supposed to ride the shuttles to ensure the passengers' safety. State Councillor Jackie Melly thinks there was something missing in the public transport system before the autonomous vehicles arrived.
It will enable some users to stop using an individual vehicle, and on the other hand, will provide the necessary support to people with a reduced mobility or with difficulties to move.
Frédéric Satou from French manufacturer Navia, which developed the vehicles, believes that this mode of transport is the future. More than 70 electric car teams reached Geneva as a step of the UN-sponsored European largest electric vehicle rally and stopped at the public square in front of the United Nations building to form a 1.5C sign, symbolizing the 1.5 degrees Celsius goal of limiting global warming that the Center of the Paris Agreement on Climate Change achieved in December.
The cars are part of the problem with global warming because they use fossil fuels. Now we want to show that there are so many different electric cars available today, and there's so many enthusiastic people in the world using these electric cars. If we all use electric cars, it would be wonderful for the climate, it would be wonderful to be independent from fossil fuels. This is the future. There's nothing that's going to stop this wave of electric cars. It's coming now.
It's the 6th year this rally is traveling through the European roads, and the first one the United Nations associated itself with to promote sustainable transport. The rally is also associated with schools and students from all over the world. Led by France in December, some 195 countries reached an agreement to limit global warming, which was then signed by 175 nations in New York in April. The agreement will become binding when 55 countries, representing 55% of emissions of greenhouse gases, ratify it. One of China's largest e-commerce giants, Jingdong, has begun to use unmanned aerial vehicles to deliver goods to customers in rural areas. In Sukhen City, East China's Jiangsu province, the distribution station of Jingdong in the Kaoji County has been equipped with 2 such UAVs to improve the efficiency of logistics system and user experience in rural areas with low density of population, less orders, and weak logistics infrastructure. The UAVs can deliver goods for about 200 orders per day, lowering the cost to less than 200 yuan every order. Jingdong, the largest self-management electric commercial enterprise in China, has already got the right of air transportation in Sukhen for 1 year. The company is planning to use UAV in large areas with poor communication in south-central China and southwest China in the future. The planes can complete the missions automatically, including loading, unloading, departing, cruising, and returning. In a bid to increase the loading capacity, technicians are studying a type of UAV with a loading capacity of 30 kilograms, which will be put into commercial use in the future. The application of UAV in logistics will bring more convenience to rural areas with poor communication. The cyber defense curriculum funded by the Defense Ministry trains young keyboard warriors to get a free education in exchange for a 7-year commitment as officers in the Army's Cyber Warfare Unit and its ongoing conflict with North Korea. South Korea says the North has a strong cyber army, which it has blamed for a series of attacks in the past 3 years. The Cyber Defense course at the university in Seoul was founded in 2011, with the first students enrolled the following year. One 21-year-old student who allowed himself to be identified only by his surname No said he had long been interested in computing and cybersecurity and was urged by his father to join the program. All South Korean males are required to serve in the military, usually for up to 2 years.
7 years in the military is not a time burden, but I think it's a part of the process to build my career. I'm absolutely committed. Becoming a cyber warrior means devoting myself to serve my country.
South Korea is one of the world's most technologically advanced countries. That makes its networks that control everything from electrical power grids to the banking system vulnerable against an enemy believed to have a large cyber warfare capability but relatively primitive infrastructure and thus few targets against which the South can retaliate.
In relative terms, it looks unfavorable because our country has more places to defend, while North Korea barely uses or even provides internet.
The cyber warfare program founded by the military to groom a breed of creative cyber warriors selects a maximum of 30 students each year, almost all of them men. The course trains pupils in disciplines including hacking, maths, security law, and cryptography, with students staging mock hacking attacks or playing defense using simulation programs donated by security firms. While North Korea's cyber army outnumbers the South's roughly 500-strong force, a professor in the Korean university says a small group of talented and well-trained cadets can be groomed to beat the enemy. Last year, South Korea estimated that the North Cyber Army had doubled in size over 2 years to 6,000 troops, and the South has been scrambling to ramp up its capability to meet what it considers to be a rising threat. South Korea is in discussions to build what it calls a reserve cyber army. The National Police has also been expanding its cyber defense capabilities, while the Ministry of Science, ICT and Future Planning in 2012 started a 1-year program to train so-called white hat or ethical computer hackers.